Olanipekun, your host on Front Talk, 9 to 10 a.m. every weekday on Grave 91.7 FM, where we have frank discussions and give you quality talk. Always.
Grave 917 FM.
Bring it right back.
This is Drizzy Drake. It's the Big Boss Rick Ross. I ain't waiting this hard since I was made. Apologize if I say anything I don't. Here we go.
Let's turn it up.
Relax and unwind because we're going live. 91.7 Wave FM.
Well, it's a wet Tuesday morning here in the beautiful city of Oshogbo. It's raining cats and dogs, we should say, but then we're happy to have you once again to join us on the program here, Frank Talk on Rave 91.7 FM, where we define every bit of your moment. We bring you amazing music and we spice it up with quality talk right here all of the time. Frank Talk is where we look, take a look at issues in the polity, all a bit to raising the level of public discourse. Now, in the past 1 week and still continuing, we've been looking at our dear state, Osun. We have been looking at Osun at 25, and we've been bringing, people from the past up to the present. All through last week, we spoke to 4 former chief executives of this state, from Colonel Leo Ajiborisha to Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola, and yesterday we assembled all of the chief press secretaries from 1991 till date. It's only right that you can get brought to you. Today we are moving on, still celebrating Osun State, the first speaker of the House of Assembly here in Osun State, and then one of the other speakers also will spend a total of around 12 years or thereabouts in that house, and the two of them are right here with us in the studio. We're looking at Osun State also, the past also, and the present. My name is Femi Olanipekun. So happy to have you join us on the program this very beautiful Tuesday morning. Well, my guest this morning, the first Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly, and is the immediate past Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in this very state, Honorable Wale Afolabi. Thank you for joining us this morning on Front Talk, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, welcome. And Honorable Adejare Bello is the third Speaker. I was the third Speaker of the House. I was a former minority leader. I spent a total of 12 years in that very House. Thank you for joining us again on Frank Talk this morning, sir.
It is my pleasure to be here again.
Thank you very much. So let me start with Honorable Afolabi. You played a pioneering role in the legislative arm of government in this very state. Tell us, how was it being a pioneer, the first Speaker of the House in Osun State?
Thank you very much. It was not easy being the first pioneer Speaker of the House of Assembly. When we came on board, we did not have any precedent, as it were, to follow. I mean, there's nothing you can check as to how Parliament was run before we came in. The state was created in 1991, and we came on board in 1992. So when we came in, it was as if we have to scratch our brains stretch our hands to be able to know what to do at each particular time. But by and large, it was okay. We thank God for his mercies, and I'm happy that the House of Assembly did very well during that period.
Well, as young as the House was at your time, there was still some crises also. I recall a crisis about an impeachment or Honorable Tayo Elukoju storming the House at the Olongo then. Tell us about what happened there.
Well, that is a long story. I will try and make it very brief. That time when we came on board, it was SDP NRC those days. Before we came on board, the SDP which I belong to, which many of us belong to, was factionalized into two factions between Dosoladepo and Adeleke. Eventually, Adeleke won the election as the governor of the state. We, those faction, we came on board to the House with the aim and intention of controlling the principal offices and other offices of the
You
House
belong
of
to the
Assembly.
Dosoladepo?
Yes, I did. I belong to the Dosoladepo group.
Okay.
And when we came on board, I struggled to be the speaker. We thank God that I made it to be the speaker. And also other principal members of the House were from the Dosoladepo's group. Because we are in the majority compared with Isiaka Adeleke's group. Adeleke was the governor. And you know the governor has wide powers, influence. So he tried so many times to impeach all the principal members of the House. Eventually he succeeded in removing some of the principal members of the House, but by the grace of God, I remained there throughout. There were attempts to impeach me about 17 times.
17
times. But I'm happy to tell you that God did not allow it to happen. I weathered the storm, and it was very, very turbulent.
So, and you know,
you asked the question. Let me answer that question. At a point, there were crises within the party. Members of the public, they were given the impression that the House of Assembly was not cooperating with the governor, and that is why the state was not moving forward as it should be, which was not true anyway. Thereafter, some prominent individuals of this state too, they led hoodlums to the House of Assembly to attack members, and they attacked the House, the Allo chamber of the House. They came there, they attacked the offices of the principal officers, and they succeeded in beating some people up and disrupting the proceedings of the House. So that's what happened. That it was a carryover of the crisis before the primaries, before we came on board, that led to all those crises when we were in government. And like I said, it was because Adeleke felt, people in his group, not he himself alone, because I will not cast aspersions on him. People in his group felt that we are not cooperating with the governor enough. If things are not moving enough in the state, they will say it's the parliament, the House of Assembly. So they felt that the only way they could whip us into line is to come to the House to attack the House. And it was very serious. It was very serious. Some members were hospitalized. Some sustained various degrees of injuries. I was lucky to escape by visitors.
Well, just before I move to Honorable Adejare, there was one, rumor also at that time that you, the House and you in particular, were being used by the late Oni of Ife.
That is not true. That is not true. If I may mention this, the late Oni of Ife tried everything within his powers to resolve the crisis in the House. And as a matter of fact, he invited us and invited the then governor of the state, Isiaka Adeleke, to come to Ife for us to have some amicable settlement. So he did not at any time contribute to the crisis in the House, and he was not backing anybody or any group. The man was neutral, and he played a neutral role that time. I still need to add too, despite all these problems we have, we perform our functions to the best of our ability. I want to say that the foundation of the state, the foundation of legislative business in the state was laid by us. And I can mention some of the important bills that we passed that time, despite those crises.
Well, if you are not being used by the Oni of Ife, one thing that gave, some kind of power and strength to that rumor was when you were camped at the Situade Hotel in Ife.
You are not camped at the Situade Hotel in Ife. That is a misconception. What happened was this. During the time we were trying to elect principal officers in the House, we call ourselves together, the SDP members, to say that let us sit down and have a shadow election. After the shadow election, then we will know. So I will not go to the House and be fighting over who is going to be the speaker, deputy speaker, and other principal officers of the House. We were 46 members of the House of Assembly, 23 local governments at that time. In those days, it was 2 honorable members per local government. So 46. 42 members were SDP, 4 NRC. So when we gathered together to sit down to probably choose our principal officers, the people that belong to the group, they refused to join us. They said that they should not join us.
How many were they then?
There were about, let me say, 13, 14. About 13, 14 of them. They refused to join us. And we discovered that some people in our group were defecting to Adelke's group. We probably thought that probably is using some influence on them. Maybe financial, maybe otherwise, maybe some people that very constituencies call them and say that we should not go to Afolabi again. So when we saw that, we decided that the best thing is for us to move from the capital, which is Osogbo then, and find a safe place to stay, so that they will not be able to start influencing honorable members. That's when we went to Ife. And that time, Chief Bujade Shakin, I have to mention it, he was the chairman of the party. He was a strong pillar of support for us then. So he is from Ife. Himself and later Baba, the owner of this hotel in Ife, I've forgotten his name now, Adeyemo. Mayfair Hotel, yes, Mayfair Hotel. In actual fact, we camped at Mayfair Hotel, not at Sijuade Hotel. It was Mayfair Hotel we camped. So the two of them arranged for us to move down to Ife. So when we stayed there, they will not have the opportunity or the privilege of seeing our members and probably influencing them to leave our camp. That was when we went to Ife. And it paid off, because you see, by the time we did the election, I won the speakership election by just 1 vote. Because by the time, I told you there were about 13 or 14, but the government was using apparatus of government, and all the people they know in the various constituencies, they will go and they will call the honorable members and look, if you don't join the case group, you are in problem. Well, that is the governor of the state.
Who competed with you then?
It's Honorable Duara, late Honorable Duara from the local government.
Okay, well, let me get to Honorable Adejare now. Your place also in the history of that house is well placed. You spent 12 years, first minority leader for 4 years, and you were speaker for 8 years. Tell me, what's responsible for that your survival instinct, spending that number of years in that house?
Well, I want to give glory to Almighty God that made it so easy for me to be there for so long a time, at least the longest so far. And I want to first and foremost thank the people of my constituency, the North people. They did very well for me. And I want to say that I did not know how it happened. And there is a particular person I must thank, though we are in different camps today. That is Alhaji Isiaka Adeleke, the first governor. He will allow us that time to fight for our primaries. The first one I won in 1997 was between myself and some other people, and I won that one. 5 of us that time. In 1999, he took us to APP, and I won the primaries, and I became the minority leader. And some other people, including Letime, they will always advise me that I should keep calm, not to, get the name of the town soiled. And I kept to all the pieces of advice given to me that time. And when the race came up again, I said I wanted to go, and we crossed to PDP, and I became one. So I became speaker. It is not that it was not the way I'm saying it. The most turbulent of the tenure is that of 1999 to 2003, when I was a minority leader, when Olabaju was callously murdered. For upward of 6 months, we could not even get to that House of Assembly. Everybody was running etasketa. In fact, I ran away to the Republic of Benin, Cotonou, for some months before we came. Olabaju was murdered. 3-4 days later, the Attorney General of the Federation, Tibolagi, was also murdered. And then there was tension everywhere in the state. We had to run for our dear lives. And when I became speaker in 2003, I brought to bear the experiences of the yesteryears, when we had to be running etasketa. Majid Arabi did very well. Like my largeness senior and the bar said that he survived 17 impeachment moves. Majid Arabi too survived 11. But I never supported one against him. I will always stand by him. And as if I was praying for myself that, you will be speaker one day, and there won't be any impeachment move for once. For my 8 years as speaker, no, as if there is nothing like impeachment, again in the proceeding, the rules of the house. Nobody moved against me because I never moved against Majid Alabi. So it was so turbulent. Now I gathered the experience and said, oh, I must succeed on this seat. If I could move from that lower tier there as a minority leader and up here as number one, I must, not allow anything to disrupt the proceedings of the house. And God helped me. First and foremost, anything monetary, you cannot find Adeja Bello there. My first deputy was Sumano, Alaji Sumano from Olonda. Later, I had Rocco Yewole, who was the majority leader when Sumano was the deputy to me. I never got myself involved in anything monetary. And that is why if anybody talks about me today, and that's why I'm bold to talk about corruption.
But let
me finish on that line.
Because of our time also.
I know. You see, what I normally do now that if anybody talks about corruption, I will ask whoever to go to the House of Assembly for the 8 years that I presided there. Just get the file from 3rd of June 2003 to 2nd of June 2011. Anything you find there, if you can find up to 500,000 naira missing, just come and arrest me. I was able to do all of it because I was so careful. I know it is not about money that makes a man in life. It is, and I thank God, almost going to 5.5 years after, I'm still more relevant in this state than even when I was the speaker.
But then, some people, it's quite funny because some people then, had the mindset, had the perception that for every bill passed, money exchanged hands.
It's never happened. It's never happened. And I want to give thanks to Almighty God for giving us a governor that time, Oyinlola. Oyinlola, when I became speaker, I was very skeptical. I was thinking that somebody with military background that ruled in Lagos with military fiat will not want to go democratic in many things. But we were so lucky. The man will always allow the house to have its way. And he never interfered in the running of the house. There wasn't anything like, in fact, there was no money that time. The highest money the man got in office was 1.8 billion. He left in October 2010. And another governor I must thank is the one when I was a minority leader. Chibisa Akade, the man did very well. That time, the highest money the man received was 800 million. We started in 1999 with just 150 million. Not this time of billion. So, Oyinlola was very meticulous in managing the resources of the state very well. I said it the other time when I came, that honestly, I give it to the man.
Well, there was no altercation, between the legislative arm and
there was never a single one.
And people said it was a rubber stamp House of Assembly for those 8 years that presided over.
Honestly, what we were able to achieve during Oyinlola's time of 7.5 years was quite unprecedented. Everything with dispatch. When we were forced to go and obtain a loan of 18.3 billion, the idea came from the House of Assembly, and nobody could come out to say there was the exchange of money whatsoever. When Osunte University was to be created, Okebukola and the pioneer PC, what's the name now? Akini Ade, gave us just 1 month to pass the bill. In fact, the thing was drafted by Okebukola, and the governor called me and said, what can we do to make sure we meet the deadline? We said, no, Your Excellency, we will do that. And that is why it is quite regrettable. I told Akini Ade sometimes ago that if as of today I don't have a single person working in my name in the Osunte University, because I work for that university. Apart from that, I made financial sacrifice for the university to be, because of the loan we took, 2 billion naira. from Olanipekun Bank. They were deducting 84,000 naira on monthly basis from my salary, and that was for a whole year. There was no single interest in any government offices.
How much was used to build the university?
Just 2 billion. I said it the other time when I came. I said it. So we work assiduously for the state to be. And when there were a lot of disruptions as to the programs of the university, I was a sad person because some of us worked for the university to be. We made a lot of sacrifices. And but we thank God that the university is still there. People are working, people are graduating, and they are finding their levels.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Let me return to Honorable Wali Afolabi now. Thank you, very much, sir. People have talked about the present times in the state as regards to economy, the state of Osun State. And many people have talked about capital flight. That's one of the reasons why the economy of the state is not in proper shape. They said it's caused by the influx of what critics of the government called Lagos politicians who come to the state, milk the state dry, and then go back to Lagos. You are from Osun here. You can be said to be home-based. What's your reaction to that?
Well, it's blatant lie. You know, politicians, when we want to criticize ourselves, we say all sorts of things to criticize. There's something like that at all. I've been in this state since '84. I live in this state. For once, I did not travel out of this state. I said I want to go on holidays and come back. It's blatant lie. There's nothing like capital flight. There's nothing like capital flight. All the constructions you see, I did not done here in Osun State. All the people working in those places, I did not from Osun State. Even let's say, for example, that a person took a contract. We make sure when preparing the contract papers, that's what we call local content policy. In all those contracts, all the laborers that you use, all the materials you use must be sourced from Osun State. Except those you cannot get here. So how do you now come about saying that there is capital flight, that Lagos boys are coming to take contracts in Osun?
Well, is it true that that's even creating some level of tension within your party? That in fact your party is headed for an implosion between what has been termed the Lagos base and the home base?
There's nothing like that. There's no Lagos-based politician in Osun State. There is none. There's no tension in the party at all. Let me give you an example. There was a time we did a contract. We called it 10 kilometer road per local government. Billions, almost 20 billion naira worth of contract. All those contracts were taken by local politics, by local contractors here in Osun. No single one was taken by somebody from outside. But you see, when you talk about big jobs, that need expertise, take for example, the job being done by Slava here, the contract being done by Slava here. These are big contracts that we need experienced hands to handle. People, I mean, companies that have the same type of reputation like Julius Berger and Co. You cannot give all these type of ones to local contractors. But all the same, like I said, all the people working there and the materials, the source, everything they use, they are locally made jobs. So there's nothing like.
Well, Honorable Jari, it's your party that has been making this accusation over and over again. You know, this is one of the main points that your party used in criticizing the government. Do you agree that, or I should put it this way, is there capital flight? Are Lagos politicians milking the state dry, as you have repeatedly accused the government of doing?
Yes, I'll be diametrically opposed to what my learned senior said, that there is no capital flight and there is no Lagos imported politicians in Osun State. It is true, PDP will continue to make that allegation. Let me give you an empirical evidence. The governor, where was he from? Was he not a commissioner in Lagos for 8 years? The deputy, was he not a teacher in Lagos? Out of the 14 commissioners, apart from my learned senior sitting with me here, the Attorney General, and Akere, you can not name up to 4 that were Osun based that time. All of them either from Lagos or from wherever. And as to capital flight, ask him to name them. Those contractors he's saying are the people carrying out the jobs. Honestly, why we are where we are today, where people are dying of hunger in this state, is because of that single act. I don't say that the governor does not mean well for the state, honestly. The man wants to develop the state in a hurry. He made that mistake. But the major problem we have as of today is because these contractors and functionaries of government we'll just get our checks and go and meet it in Abuja or Lagos. If anybody says that there is no capital flight and that there are no imported politicians into Osun State, it's a blatant lie.
But the government and the ruling party have repeatedly also claimed that it was your party that wrecked the economy of the state and the nation at large. For the 16 years with which you presided over the affairs of the nation.
Now, I've just told my learned senior when we were in the other room that you people have crumpled the economy. He said it is you people in PDP that are responsible. I told him that cannot be correct. It is because you people don't have enough as policies. I said forex policy. In the last 4 months, you have changed 4 times. And I told him that just yesterday, the price of cement that has not doubled its price in the last 1 year, 3 months, got to 2,100 naira. Every other thing has doubled the price in the last 1 year, 3 months. That means now they will say PDP can steal, PDP can steal, PDP can steal. I told him, I said, if my friend, Rotimi Amechi, is in the APC today and he has a clean hand, the fasolas of this world don't know how to steal the Femi that bought bed that human being will sleep on for more than 150 million. They are sent now. It is only PDP. Don't ever say it. Don't believe it. If anybody tells you that it is the PDP that crumpled the economy. Nigerians fare well, better under PDP administration than APC. I'm proud to say it.
Honorable Falabi, okay, let's get a reaction.
Yes,
do you agree that the PDP, like you've been saying repeatedly, crumbled the economy in 16 years?
Basically, they did.
How?
And we all know it now. Look at all the revelations coming out of all these polls we are doing now. Look at the money that was shared by PDP people. Look at the number of billions that are being returned. It's not a question of whether we are saying this or not. This is practical.
But I also made a point that Rotimi Amechi was in the PDP.
I'm coming. You have said this repeatedly. If you have evidence against Rotimi Amechi, send it to the EFCC. If they refuse to prosecute, come up to the public to it. Let us all know what he has done. Very simple thing. We are not hiding anybody. We are not providing shelter for anybody. If Amechi is involved in financial impropriety, write EFCC. Make it public. If they refuse to take action, then you can even apply for VR. That's what we call VR. You can apply for VR from the Attorney General of the Federation. You want to prosecute him yourself. And then put it in the press. Let people know what he has done. What we are saying is just in the realm of rumor. We don't believe in rumors. But if you have concrete evidence about any issue, let us know. Are you saying that Omisho did not return 100 million? Are you saying he did not return money? What are you talking about? Are you saying that he did not return money? Are you saying people that return money? Are you saying they did not return money? Look at what we discovered about Arms Gate. They are the ones that wreck the economy. Let me tell you one thing. If you are doing something that is bad, if you are wrecking the future, you will not know now. It's only the future that will know that there's a problem. That is what we meant. By the time they were doing it, nobody knew they were doing that. But it is when we go into government where I will now discover all these problems. Look at the number of billions. Look at the number of billions that the National Security Advisor himself alone is shared to people. Look at the number of billions they are shared to people. And they are all trying to run away now. Let her come back to the country and clear her name.
In quantifying how much havoc, do you think that the PDP wrecked on the economy while they ruled?
They wrecked serious havoc on the economy. Can you even talk about how much havoc they have wrecked? It is on a daily basis we are discovering new things. So they have wrecked the economy. They have wrecked our future, not the economy of now. That is the point. It is the future. For example, if you have money now, if you invest $1 million into the business, and you are spending your profit. And after spending your profit, you are now spending the investment. You are destroying your future. That is what they have done. After not only spending the money of the country, they are spending an investment. If in the raining day, when oil was sold above $100 per barrel, what did they do? Did they save any money? Let them point out to where they save the money to.
But Jerry also talked about.
It's a question of mathematics. If you save money, let the writer come out and say this is the amount of money I save for the raining day. Very simple thing. And don't forget again, CBN was carrying dollars to give to them without any approval. The money they gave the National Security Advisor was dollar equivalent of the money we have in CBN, and they took it in cartons. They took it to National Security Advisor and it was sharing the money to people. These are in public domain now. These are things that nobody can deny. Again, Nobody can deny again. It's the question of, okay, who authorized you to pay this money? That is the question.
And he also talked about policies inconsistencies on the part of your government. Saying like in the past, few months, you've had like 4 different forex exchange policies. That these are some of the things also responsible for the state of the economy.
Now, let us take individuals for example. Because government is like individual. Your father invested so money in a particular business. You came in and you discovered that both the profit and investment has been spent. The next thing you start doing is to think of so many ideas. By the time you use one idea, it's not working enough for you. You go to another idea. The point we are making is that which he has not answered. It is PDP that brought us to this place we are. Forget the number of policies we are making. If you are in difficulty, you jump from one place to the other. You want to find solutions to this problem as fast as you can. But the point we are making is that if they not cause this problem, we will not be where we are now.
Well, one other issue that actually generated so much controversy back and forth on both sides of the divide is the debt profile of the state. Depending on who you ask, Honorable Ejari and his party have quoted many figures, several figures. Your party and the government have said, well, you people can see what we've used the loans for. Tell us, what really is the size of the state's debt?
But let me first of all start by telling you that there's nothing bad in government or individuals taking loan or borrowing money. There's nothing bad in that. As a matter of fact, he just said it too, that when they were in government, that they took 18.3 billion naira loan to do one project or the other. So there's nothing bad in government taking loan once you have the ability to pay back. And that is what we are doing. It's not the loan we have taken that is bad. Individuals take loan. I take loan too. I have facility with First Bank. I take loan too. But if you have projects you want to do, in Nigeria of today, there is no way you can do those projects without financial backing, without taking loan.
But there's been conflicting figures as to what's the exact size of
let them tell us their own figure. We have told them severally that our debt body is about 87.something billion. We have said this severally. They have been brandishing so many figures about. Let them tell us their own figure. One of them said it was 500 billion, another 400 billion. So many figures have been brandishing to the public, and we said no.
Okay.
Our debt body is not like that.
All right. Well, your party actually, while you were in government, you made reference to it earlier on, saying that you actually advised the government of Prince Oyinlola to take that loan. So as it were, it seems that your party started a journey of taking the state into indebtedness, 18.3 billion naira there.
Let me be very concise on it. The House of Assembly under my leadership advised Oyinlola to take the loan, and we identified 6 centers, Sona headquarters, Ede, Iwo, Osogbo, Ilesa, Ikirun, and Ife. The government, out of the 18.3 billion naira, was able to complete that of Ife. Iwo was almost completed. Ede was done halfway. Ikirun was done halfway. Osogbo and Ilesa was never started before Ilola left.
Which project are we talking about here? Because many people think that you took it for stadium for the stadium.
Project. The 6th stadia started, and we only started that of Osogbo. Ede was about to start. Now, out of this 18.3 billion naira, let me break it down. Oyinlola paid back 2 billion naira before he left, within 1 year. Oyinlola never touched 9 billion naira. Oyinlola only spent 7 billion naira out of the whole 18.3. When Aregbesola came, the Attorney General that's sitting with me here will bear me out. Aregbesola called me and said he wanted to take another 7 billion naira to add to 9 billion unspent that was with the UBA. And I said, Your Excellency, bring out your proposal. It was the House that, with this patch, within 1 week, we approved the loan. That means Aregbesola had 16-point-something billion naira to start development of the state. You know what they did? They never started anything until I left office 6 months after. They never started anything. Immediately I left office, the public procurement law that we did, they asked it to be repealed. For them to bring the Lagos contractors with exorbitant prices without any control. There was no tender, there was nothing. You know what happened? After they had squandered everything, they now reintroduced the law they repealed. public procurement is he happened to be the Attorney General, and he brought the bill to the House of Assembly, and they pass it now. Now, as to whether it is 87 billion, just 2 weeks ago, DMO in Abuja, under their own government in Abuja, brought out the indebtedness of Osun State, known to DMO, to be 144 billion naira. That is basic. This one does not include the 30 billion bond. It does not include the 11 billion sukuk. It does not include billions of naira owed to contractors. How can we be saying, well, 87 billion naira today, 100 billion naira today? Akere came last week and said it was 120 billion.
But, is it a crime to take loans? Like the government have said that the loans we've taken,
there is nothing bad in taking loans.
The projects
but you must
that
take
we've
the
used
loan
the
that
loans
you can
to
pay back. Now, why did they drive us to a point that every month it will be minus that also will be collected? Our allocation will be 2.6 billion. We won't collect anything from it because they have plunged the state into very serious indebtedness. And ask them, what have they done with these hundreds of billions of naira?
Okay.
Now, let me conclude. From Bagan to Akoda, the amount of the award on the road, according to the governor, was 29.6 billion. Oyinlola for 7.5 years did not spend 29 billion naira on roads. Because I passed the bill for 7.5 years under Oyinlola, we never spent. You can check out. There wasn't a year that we spent up to 4 billion naira in the Ministry of Works under Oyinlola.
The quality of the project. Now, people have waited and said,
the quality
of the project.
If you talk of the quality, let me tell you, from Akoda to Osogbo, is it not more terrible now? Oyinlola did it. From Iwo Junction to Okefia now, is it not more terrible? Have they done anything to it? What type of quality are you talking about? Let me tell you, Attorney General can controvert it if he has the facts. They are awarding a kilometer of road for 1.1 billion naira in Osun State. It is never done even in Niger Delta.
Honorable Afolabi,
Yes,
you've had the posters raised by Honorable Adejare.
Yes.
He talked about the government when you came in, then repealing the Procurement Act. Is it true? Why did you repeal it?
Luckily, I'm a member. I was a member of the Tenders Board, and I was Attorney General of the state. There's something he's saying that I don't know of. It's blatant lie to say that we awarded a contract of 1.1 billion naira per kilometer. It's not true at all. That is not true at all. But see, there are some projects, there are some roads. If you look at Bagan, Akoda that is talking about, look at the quality of job you are doing there. Look at Adeleke trumpet bridge that you are doing. Look how much does it cost to even do Via Bridge? Ask him if he knows how much it costs to do an Via Bridge alone. Talk less of spanning the roads, having good shoulders with it, and having parking. What you are doing about that road is to make sure that it's standard, worst standard anywhere. And I'm happy to tell you that even the federal government, they sent engineers to come and check some of these projects because they are federal roads, and they wrote letters to us, commending us for awarding those jobs at those prices. So there's nothing like awarding jobs. The contract is talking about is a special one. The roads we did for the local government roads, sometimes if you go there and see them, you will know the quality of job you are doing there. Look at, before we came on board, when people do retaining walls, they just use ordinary block. Now we use concrete. So it will be there for life. If you see the quality of road we are doing, the quality of projects we are doing, you cannot compare with any other ones that were done before we came on board. And you spoke about the loan that they took, they think for something billion naira they took. The interest we are paying on that loan when we came on board was almost 700 million naira per month. When we came on board, the government now negotiated with the banks that look, if you can spread this interest, because the interest was even taking almost everything out of the money that comes from federation account. For example, they give us 1 billion naira for federation account. He just said it that throughout that the money in hand was about 1 billion naira for federation account, and you take 700 million from it. How much do you have left for development? The government now went to the banks. That's what we call financial engineering, to talk to them that look, we cannot afford to be paying this interest. It's affecting us. Why don't we renegotiate this loan? Now, before I left government, we were paying about 250 million naira per. I cannot take the specific amount per month. So that is what he did, and that was when that they spread the loan for us to pay it. The loan now came to 25 billion, and they spread it for us to pay.
Okay.
It was very convenient for us.
Well, one other issue again, just because we opened the line shortly, is the issue of cabinet. Many people have weighed in. We also talked about it yesterday when we had the chief press secretaries right here, that the state has been without a cabinet for almost 2 years, and that the governor is like a sole administrator. There's no local government elections also. Why is there no cabinet, or when?
I will take you one by one. I will take you one by one. You mentioned 2 issues.
Yes.
The cabinet and local government election. I will take the two one by one. On the cabinet issue, you have forgotten one thing. This governor is not just coming in. He was governor before. And when he was governor the first time, he did not wait for 2 years to appoint his cabinet. You see, you have to look at issues. PDP caused a lot of problems for us. How much is he getting from federation account? We cannot even pay what we were supposed to pay to workers. We are negotiating the salary of workers with them. So if all these things are there and we have all these problems, mountain of problems, you want the guy to just appoint commissioners? The commissioners will take salaries. Apart from salaries, they will go for seminars, they will travel outside the country. If they call commissioners of finance throughout the country now, he must go. These are the issues. He's just trying to conserve funds. Very soon, he will appoint his cabinet.
But they've said that it can be expensive, not even having a cabinet, that there is to a limit that the governor can spend or, take some certain decisions without the executive council in place.
There is no law that says that he cannot take decisions without the executive council in place. There's no law that says that. Again, you mentioned local government. I need to clarify this local government election thing. Listen, please. Now, when the last government, Governor Yola, when they appointed members of Osun State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct local government elections, we challenged the composition of the commission in court, and we won. When we won, they filed an appeal to the Court of Appeal. This is what the former speaker knows very well, because I spoke to him about it once. They filed a case in the Court of Appeal, an appeal, and they filed a motion for stay. That is that we should not go ahead with local government election until the question of membership of OCEC is resolved. I think you understand me now, and that is what they have done. Now they lost the case in the Court of Appeal. They are in Supreme Court now. The PDP is the party that is causing us to conduct local government elections. I need to say that very, very categorically, and it has to be clear. If I know, I would have brought the documents of the court papers to this place. And I spoke to him one time. I told him that, Mr. Speaker, why did you advise your party? We do all these cases in court, so that we conduct elections.
So there's still a case in court.
There's a case in as I speak. There's a case in Supreme Court
filed by
PDP. Yes, on local government elections. So as long as that case is there, what do we do?
I want to react.
Okay, let's get your reaction.
Now, I want to say that what my learners just stated, they are not the true picture in the state. One, as to the cabinet, the governor, the deputy, the SSG, and the chief of staff, 4 of them are ruling the state for 1 year, 8 months now. That is flagrant disobedience to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Look at sections 192, 193, 194, 195. That says there should be cabinet at the state level. How can the governor turn himself to a sole administrator? That is again, if the House of Assembly will be up and doing, they should impeach the governor.
But what about argument that with the state of the economy that it's even difficult to pay civil servants? How do you expect to pay commissioners?
Now that is wrong. That is wrong. You cannot say because you want to conserve funds, how much will the commissioners pay? When he was in the office as the Attorney General, how much was he taking? He's not taking more than 400,000 naira a month. What is that to the kind of idea they will bring to government? That will have assisted the state the more, other than 4 people ruling the state. And as to the local government thing is talking about, that they are claiming is the delay. Honestly, it's a lie. Now, you can ask him, 3 years ago, they reconstituted the same OCEC, Osun State Independent Electoral Commission, headed by one lawyer from Igbajo. I've forgotten the name now. Those people have been taking salaries of Osun State taxpayers without doing any job. They reconstituted, and you will bear me out. The governor had granted interview severally to the effect that so months I will conduct local government election. He will not do it. They are only hiding under the case that is before the Supreme Court. It does not what the people are asking for. The former OCF member, pay us because we got a 5-year tenure. We are not ready to do anything with government, but give us our salary. That is what they are asking for.
Is the case in court about payment, or it was instituted by your party?
That they were wrongly sacked. They took that case to court that they were wrongly sacked.
Were they members of OCEC or members of your party?
They were appointed by the former administration under Oyinlola. That was what they were hinging on. Okay, you asked him, why did they reconstitute the same OCEC if they were not ready for elections?
Okay.
Now, let me conclude. Let me conclude. Now, honestly, they are running the state against the Constitution of Nigeria and the law. Ask him, the Osun state that we know, the state of Osun that they are saying now, let him bring a paper that will show me that the House of Assembly finally passed a law changing Osun state to state of Osun. Let him. It's against the law.
Okay.
Even those contractors, they are in danger. That are taking contracts in the name of state of Osun. They are in danger.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Let me reply all those things he's talking about.
All right.
If you look at the Constitution, it says there shall be 36 states of the Federation, and it mentions names. Akwa Ibom, this, Osun. It didn't say Osun State or State of Osun. If you go to other advanced democracies, they call it State of so and so. It's not like the way we do it here. So it's a question of nomenclature. There is no place in the Constitution that says that the name of the state should be Osun State. No. They just say that those states will be created and mention their name.
Okay.
So it's a question of style. Not like the question of Osun State is a question of style. That is apart from. He mentioned this case by Ose. He's just trying to be clever by heart. Like I said, the case in court is to the effect that the OSEC was really constituted, and that we should not conduct anything until the case is determined.
Well, just before we open the lines, now there's one key issue that is really. So even members of your party are worried could be an albatross going into the next election. Civil servants' welfare and payment of salaries at the moment. Well, I should ask the question because it seems that they have salaries now. You've blamed,
PDP
what caused it on the PDP, and the PDP also said, well, that's not true. But then some are worried as to when the state, if at all, will pay the balance of that. And really, how do you react to allegations that the state government is not just concerned as such about the welfare of civil servants, rather about infrastructure project?
Well, it's unfair that he is saying this. And I'm happy he mentioned so many issues now. When we took loans and bonds, they are for specific projects. You cannot use the bond you take, for example, the school bond to construct schools. You can't use to pay salaries. It's impossible. Because when you sign the MOU, the agreement with them, they will tell you that this money is for specific purposes. The loan they took when it was in government, 18.3 million naira loan, billion naira loan, they didn't divert it to another source. They use it for the purpose it was meant for. When you want to take loan from bank or anyone, they don't give you loans at large. You have to say what you want to do, what you want to use the loans for, and you must, because they will send their people to come and check. You must use those loans for those purposes.
All right.
That is the problem. Coming to the salary issue.
Okay.
When we discuss, and thank God now, unlike before, they are publishing the amount of money that goes to each state. Everybody knows it. We all know that the money that comes to the state cannot pay salaries. He knows too. What the government has done is to have a committee, civil servants, people in government, and Asan Sumano, the former labor leader, the non-former labor leader, is the chairman of that committee. When money comes to the state, they will sit down and look at the money, and they will now share the way it goes. Don't forget that even this money we are talking about, still someone goes to Abuja to take this money. It's the Nigerian that goes to Abuja to take the money. So if you have money and you are not paying them, they will be the first people to cry out. They themselves know. And that is why they have not been making noise and fighting again. They know the amount of money that comes to the state. And like I said, we are not the one in charge of disbursing the money again. There is a committee that sits down. Labor is there. Labor well represented. The officials of government are there. And the chairman of that committee is Asan Sumano. So they will sit down. This is money that comes to the state. This how do we do it? So they are the ones in charge of disbursing loans to the public. And like I said again, he mentioned, he was very emphatic about the issue of commissioners. Commissioners of government take instructions from the governor. I think you understand me now. Commissioner in each ministry take instructions from the governor. And because of this paucity of funds, we that were commissioners, we are still in the state actively involved in the running of government. They call us consultants. We are consultants because you know that people take consultants for job, for project. Instead of the government taking outsiders as consultants, we that were in the cabinet, we are still consultants. Anything on Libya matters, they still refer it to me. And I give advice. I may not be able to say, to put my advice in writing, but I give the advice to the governor.
But you are taking salary.
And in any event, we are not taking salary. Nobody taking salary. Go and check. These things are good. These things are played. Go and check.
All right. Well, we open the lines.
Check whether we have salaries or not.
Okay, well, we open the lines for you now to join this conversation. We'd like you to just keep your comments short because of our so that we can take as many as possible. 0703-175-9177 and 0902-427-3808. Just 45 seconds each. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. I want to know where you're calling from. Well, I'm afraid that line is not clear. Hello, good morning. That dropped also. Let's see messages on our WhatsApp page. Okay, another call coming in. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh my, it seems the weather is affecting the lines. Hello, good morning. You need to turn down the volume of your radio set. Thank you for joining us. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Oshogo.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Dele.
Daily from Oshogo. Quickly, let's have a contribution.
Politicians generally are liars. The two of them, I think what benefit each side. But we, the general populace, we know what is going on in the town.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Wale from Ejibo.
Wale from Ejibo. Let's have a contribution, please.
I just want our speaker to know that all what they are saying, either for the good of us or for the bad of us, they should consider one thing, that also state is for all of us. And any action they are taking today, definitely history is waiting to judge them for whatever they are doing to us, because our future as the youth of this state is very much at stake.
Right.
Whether the government is doing the right thing or not, whether what Honorable Area is saying is very correct or not, the future of your society, they should consider us before anything.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. President. I'm very happy to the test program and God bless you for that. I have just a question for...
I didn't get your name and your location, please.
Okay, sorry. My name is India. I'm calling from Oshogo.
Okay.
Yes, I have just a question for the former Attorney General, and that's as regards the salary. The government has been paying out for some time. I understand. I just want to know. Some point in time, people said that the government was making some kind of dialogue with the labor that the first 7 or thereabouts half salary should be cancelled, so that people will forget about it. That's one. And the second one is that why is it that the government continues with the payment of the half salary without coming up from the back? That is from the July last year. Why is it that it just continues so that we now have about 10 or 11 or thereabouts half salaries that we've been having now?
All right. Thank you very much. This message on our WhatsApp page is from Prince Wale Atoba from Obagu. I want to support the view of Honorable Wale on the issue of the state government failed to appoint cabinet. It's just like one man sole administrator. What is wrong is wrong. The idea of running the state like we are in the era of military one-man command. The government of the day is overzealous about development of the state with detriment of the people, especially the civil servants. The government introduced an obnoxious law called it Land Use Act, with the hardship being put on us unexpected masses to pay for it. That message is from Prince Wale Atoba from Obagu. Hello, good morning. That dropped. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Rabiodun, calling from Ogolu, Oshogbo.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the former speaker, Barrister Folabi. But I want him to just tell us in a clear term that all this money that Governor Egbe has borrowed, will he be able to pay all of it during his tenure? Or is it a burden for 20 years like the PDP has been clamoring? Okay. So he should just tell us that.
All right, thank you very much. Another call here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir? Okay.
You see, both APC and PDP, both of them, they are just the bread of the same feather. There's you say Aya and Ogungo. Both of them are Aya and Ogungo here. But the only thing is that to be sincere, to be sincere about the quality of the job that they are doing. During the Yola time, the quality of the job is not good because all the schools that they are destroyed back, we are using hands. Some people are using hands to remove all those blocks. To be true, but both of the politicians there, Ayana will both of them there, so they are going to be better.
All right, thank you very much. Well, this message reads from Adedire from Oshogbo. Mr. Femi, APC has destroyed the future of this state. Please help us ask Mr. Falabi what about 4.6 billion naira spent on Dagbolu Market at Otaya from Oshogbo. Let's take another call here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Comrade Alabode Emmanuel from Oshogbo.
Thank you, Comrade Alabode.
Yeah, I appreciate the two guests you brought this morning. I think the youth of this state should be aware that we have the future of this state in our hands. Come 2018, either all these hold PDP and hold APC, just let them go. Let's hold our future destiny of this state into our hands. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more call, then we say our bye. My producer, really. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Adoha from Osubu.
Okay, let's have a
Well, the only thing I want to say for this government is the problem started from the beginning. The Aregbesola government used all the projects to compensate their people. That's the main problem. They used all the projects to compensate the people. Billions of naira have been wasted.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, we just have to stop the calls now because of our time. Our phone lines are still buzzing. Just before I ask for your achievements, what you will say is your achievement while as speaker and also on Jari. Many questions were directed at you, sir. Just quickly in 30 seconds, the issue of the half salary and the Dagbolu market at Otefu. One is asking when is the government going to pay the half salary, the balance, and another one is talking about the Dagbolu market. 30 seconds, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy that at least everybody knows that there's no money in the state to pay full salaries for now. So it depends. When the economy of the state improves, the government is not going to keep people's money.
Okay, then the Dagbolu market.
Dagbolu market was not done for 4.6 billion. It's not like that. We are still working on Dagbolu market. Very soon.
Okay, then what would you say is your major achievement while you were Speaker of the House?
Yeah, the major achievement when I was Speaker of the House was to put things in place. When we came on board, there were no laws for anything. NDAs, OSBC, Water Corporation, even all these two institutions, Polytechnic SROK, and Polytechnic Ire, and the one at SROK. We are the ones that put the laws in place for their establishment. You know, this institution, they cannot function without laws.
So you laid the foundation, for what
we passed so many laws. So many bills were passed by us for these ministries, agencies, and departments.
All right. Okay, Honorable Jari, what would you say was your major achievement while in office as the Speaker?
Well, substantially, the House of Assembly is to pass into law bills. And I want to say that there wasn't a single year for 8 years under my watch that we did not pass up to 25 bills into law. If you had that together, or 25 multiplied by 8, you know what it is, and they are there. And the major achievement under our own administration was there was no ranking whatsoever, and that we put the government on its toes all the time to make sure things are done in the right way.
All right. Thank you very much for coming, gentlemen. Honorable Wale Afolabi is the first Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly. He's the immediate past Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Osun State. We appreciate you, sir, for coming on Frank Talk this morning on Brave 91.7 FM. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
Thank you.
And also, Honorable Adejare Bello was the third Speaker of the House for 8 years, and also was former minority leader of that same House. We thank you very much for coming once again, Honorable Adejare Bello.
We thank God, and the listeners at home, I say a big thank you to all of you.
All right, to my team and to the executive producer, Femi Adefela, we say big thanks also. Many thanks to you also, right home there, for listening, tuning in to us on Rave FM. Remember, you can listen to a repeat of this broadcast, a repeat of any of the edition of Frank Talk. Just log on to our website, www.ravefmng.com. My name is Femi Olanipekun. Good morning.